Give it up for AltoVita's co-founder, Vivi. She will walk us through AltoVita's journey and what is in store for us.
Laugh when the voice of God said AltoVita. I thought we've gone over this. When we were born many years ago, many companies, many people called us AltoVista. AltoVita was definitely one of them. But yeah, it's nice to be reminded of those fun early journeys of AltoVita, which is what I'm going to share with you this morning today. And I just wanted to say though that I feel so much lighter already because last year when we did our innovation summit, I was pregnant with baby Raphael, was about 21 pregnant at the time. So I think hopefully I can be more energetic this morning. But I wanted to just share that being the co-founder of Karolina, the CEO of AltoVita, is truly a privilege. It is a lifetime journey that I would like to share with you how it started. Well, it started back in 2017 with a WhatsApp chat group that was set up by our wonderful third co-founder here, Ronak Hanspal. Ronak is currently our managing director for everything India, so please come and speak to him after the presentation or during the networking session later on to find out a lot more about what we're doing in the region. But in this WhatsApp chat group is when the first time I met Karolina. That year, we had nothing. We had no team, other than the two of us, the three of us really, no product, and certainly no clients. But we had a vision. We also had a name. AltoVita has always been there, has always stayed with us. And we also had a domain, which we called altovita.com. We bought it for 7 quid and 10 p's. Ronak is smiling, so he remembers. We were on our WhatsApp group. It's like, okay, guys, what should we call the name of the company? Wait, altovita.com is available for 7 quid. Let's buy it. So that's the beginning of AltoVita. And then we poured around 60k pounds or 80k dollars on our personal savings. And we invested in all kinds of things, market research, SEO, PPC. We actually did have Google AdWords, Joy, back in the day. We don't anymore. And we also used that money to launch the first version 1.0 of AltoVita. AltoVita logo, or AltoVita, means high life. And until today, that mission still stays the same, which is to create an elevated living experience in every well-curated AltoVita home, no matter where in the world the guest lands. And whilst our logo has got a bit of a modern lift, the USP still stays the same. It's all about rigorous vetting, standardization, and elimination of unpredictability, hit and miss of the likes of Airbnb. We just didn't know it was called duty of care. But that was our mission from the get-go, and it still stays the same. And then at that time, everybody was booking AltoVita from all kinds of reasons, from hen night weekend to family getaway, because Karolina and I are actually quite analytical. We're looking at data, and we saw this great ROI bookings from 30 days from this wonderful employees of the best companies of the world, and we were wondering what's really driving the demand. And we just did a lot of desktop research. We didn't even have an active LinkedIn profile at the time. And we found this industry called global mobility. Oh, wow, global mobility sounds really fancy. And even though we had been living in 20 different locations, we were moving countless number of times, we didn't know this whole entire world existed until Karolina actually, when she went to the FEM in November 2019 in Amsterdam. And so in 2019, at the end of it, we pivoted entirely into a B2B enterprise platform. We created our own version of the GDS, the global distribution system that still until today, created in the 60s for the airline industry, but still until today powers the business travel industry. Well, we're on a mission to replace the GDS because we believe we can deliver better content, richer data, and so on. And GDS has also been rebranded today as the Alto One, which now still sits at the very heart of our AltoVerse product suite. And it holds all of our inventory, 7 million units all over the world. So we pivoted to a B2B platform entirely, and then COVID hit. The world stopped, but AltoVita soared. We globalized our inventory. We were onboarding amazing clients. Many of you are here. We started with early visionary adopters, the technology companies with Kerwin, HPE, Google, and then started with pharmaceutical companies with Novartis, J&J, and then financial services. The serious industry started to adopt AltoVita, PwC, Fidelity, and then today we have all kinds of industries, and Karolina will walk you through that later on. In 2021, we started this whole movement of Innovation Summit, completely online, but it was 5 days, and we covered and touched every single region, from the US to Europe, Middle East, Africa, and Latin America. That was the beginning of the AltoVita transformation, because since then, we have become a global brand. And that year also marked the beginning of an annual tradition that continued in 2022 at the Kew Gardens, 23 Sky Gardens, 24 at the Rose Court, and today in London at the Londoner with all of you today. I'm incredibly proud that we can be hosting an event in such a venue. I've been coming to the Londoner a few times now because I was attending the Skift conference. I don't know if any of you knows the Skift brand. It's a very forward-looking travel media company that always hosts such an innovative, futuristic event, and we were always inspired by them, and they always hosted their events at the Londoner. So I'm just incredibly proud that we finally are here. But this year as well, we are doing something different. We're going to launch for the first time Innovation Summit in the US with New York as our launch pad. So over the years, we've been releasing product after product that delight our clients. From, let's say, the Alto Insight, the reporting dashboard that we launched in 2023 at the Innovation Summit, and then the Alto Core, and last week, EcoStat had just got a new facelift as well. So to us, we haven't just built a technology platform. We built an ecosystem. We built a movement. And we have a very, very strong product market fit with Fortune 500 companies. And over the years, we've been able to onboard more than 400 enterprise clients. In 2024, we delivered over 80% year-on-year growth. And not only that, we've been also giving back value to our clients and still maintaining an excellent CSAT score. And of course, the awards started to follow. Last year in particular, we were very proud because we brought home 6 Emmas, and we were also receiving the title of Corporate Housing Company of the Year in all 3 regions, starting from the Americas, APAC, and then the EMEA. But awards are not what set us apart. What set us apart are really the key differentiators that we have been building brick by brick over the past 8 years that we've been operating AltoVita. above it all, really, if there is anyone who continues to ask me and Karolina, what is your true key differentiator? We have all of these, but truly what defines us is who we are as a company, our mindset. The speed, transparency Corinne mentioned, the agility as well. As you will see all throughout the day today, you will witness the DNA of the company, because these are not just buzzwords. These are who we are, and that's why we build things fast, and that's why we can adapt much quicker than anyone else in the industry. But as you know, as we all know, we've talked about the various generative AI products earlier with Jose. The technology landscape has changed. It's affecting everything that we do at AltoVita. Our engineering velocity is at its new height. We're doing a lot of things into increasing efficiency within our operation that will change, will be groundbreaking from our internal processes, and also the delightfulness that we bring back to the client. But also, as we are not just adopting the generative AI, we're moving on to agentic AI, when it can be a lot more autonomous, more proactive, can make its own decisions. We will be on a very, very different journey. And it asks the question, then what is your key differentiator? If anyone can build fast, if anyone can now ship fast as well, because if we were to launch AltoVita.com today in 2025, we wouldn't have needed that $80,000. You can just build things, a prototype, a working prototype, within days, if not hours today. And we believe that over the past 8 years, we haven't just built the software, but we've been building a very deep and trusted ecosystem, and that is our greatest competitive advantage. So I am now going to share a couple of sneak peeks into what you will learn this afternoon. And I would like to just direct you to these images to start with. Our clients love AltoVita, as you know, is because we provide apartments, homes, living experience that come with kitchen, maybe a little office nook for a quiet work session, and just a true sense of home. But some of our clients currently don't even have extended stay program. They do have hotel program, which means that their employees will be staying in one of these hotels, which is great because it comes with maybe spa services, gym, and so on. But after a week or two, or a month or two, this small room will start to feel claustrophobic. The minibar becomes your pantry, and maybe the line between work and life becomes blurry. And so, what if there is a way to still feel like a home, but without the compromise of a hotel? And with that premise, I'm proud to share that we will be launching the first AltoVita guest experience app. I'm going to stop right here because our talented and brilliant product manager, Elena, along with our director of global operations, will tell you all about it later on this afternoon. And moving on from the world of guest experience back to the world of AI, I have a very quick story to tell. I think it was in 2021, 2022, we had our GDS at the time. We were building our first client-facing product. We call it the B2E, the business to employee platform, which is now rebranded entirely to Altoverse. We were struggling with product adoption. We couldn't get our clients to use our product. And we identified two reasons. Number one, they were platform fatigue. Many of them were exhausted from one platform to another to another. It's not just corporate accommodation platform, right? It's also RMC platform maybe. There's a tax platform, and so on and so forth. So one more platform was not going to support their efficiency or productivity. And then the second thing that we learned is that more than 90% of our clients were living within the Microsoft ecosystem. And so this is what we did back in December 2023. Anton, our director of engineering, he was so passionate about winter hackathon, and we hosted one, and our engineers built the code behind this within less than 24 hours. So with this plugin, anyone can now access and operate AltoVita within the comfort of their ecosystem. And as I mentioned earlier, we have not stopped here. We continue to evolve our adoption within our new AI technology stack, moving on from, sorry, I actually forgot to click this. Hopefully you can now see the movements of how Altoverse is being operated within the Microsoft ecosystem. But with agentic AI, we will continue to improve our engineering velocity. Our internal operation will improve tremendously from an efficiency perspective. But then also, what we will do is not only to bring AltoVita to your Outlook, but also to bring AltoVita to your entire ecosystem. Be it Outlook or Teams, be it Google or Microsoft. And I cannot wait for all of you to stay tuned and listen and watch our session later on with Anton and Seb as they deep dive into everything AI for AltoVita. And before I finish my presentation, just want to end with a quick quote from Jeff Bezos, which is quite timely as he's about to wed, I think today and tomorrow in Venice. If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. As I mentioned before, we haven't just been building software or technology. We've been building a deep and trusted ecosystem with all of you. Thank you so much, and I would like to invite Karolina on stage to share our business updates.
Thank you so much. It's always incredible to remind ourselves of our very, very humble beginnings to where we are, and it's all powered by your engagement and obviously our friendship and resilience in many words. It's also good to look at it from a business perspective and simply look how that beautiful product and innovation has translated into growth for AltoVita. So if you look at our top 20 clients, thanks to product adoption, consolidation between business travel and global mobility, we've been able to work with them, and essentially our top 20 clients increase their spend with AltoVita amid these headwinds by 2.4x. So thank you so much for that. It's also just incredible and really heartwarming to see that we are able to welcome some of you who have been with us since 2021. And there's one person in this room who told me yesterday that data is actually terribly boring. So I will go back to the stories, and with that I would like to share stories which obviously nobody knows when looking at this, which is the hard work that, I don't know where Akshay is, our customer success does on a day-to-day basis. So the data does not say they actually decided to fly from Bangalore to Pune in order to welcome in person 50 interns from one of our clients. And let alone that, he has actually accompanied one of the interns personally to the hospital amid the Guillain-Barré syndrome outbreak in Pune. The data also does not tell that we have a dedicated insurance housing team that works really late at night in order to support vulnerable families and individuals, very often suffering from mental health challenges and difficulties, and house them in the middle of the night within minutes, literally. And the story really does not tell the countless hours we've spent in order to map out and track in real time available inventory between Haifa to Tel Aviv in order to map out available apartments with bomb shelters. Those are not things that one would simply think when dealing with corporate housing, but somehow in today's world that has become our daily routine. And Vivi and I are just incredibly thankful that amid the market headwinds and the geopolitical situation, we are able to continuously invest in our incredible talent and grow. Last year, last 12 months, we've been able to also hire amazing talent in locations that one wouldn't think necessarily about, including in Colombia, soon in Taiwan, and also in Germany and many different places around the world. We also love the challenge, so we absolutely adore when there's a new, like quite high risk location that appears in the world of global mobility or business travel, and that has been this year actually Egypt. A lot of people are going into Egypt, and as we love solving problems, that is one of the hotspots today. Last year, we were standing here in front of you, and we were saying that we were going to invest in the Middle East. We've done that. Today, we have new entities incorporated in KSA and in UAE. And those are not only our top emerging markets during the last 12 months, those are already actually part of our top 10 between Riyadh, Abu Dhabi, and Dubai. And as Vivi mentioned, we love to invest and give back to our community that is driving the empowering our journey really. And obviously we're finding ourselves today in London, and we're super excited to welcome everybody at our New York Summit. And because we are looking at the community not from only the industry perspective, but we're finally at this stage where we can give back, we essentially decided to partner in order to celebrate in March the Women's Month with some amazing charities, international charities, one in the US, another one in the UK, and the third one in India, in order to support women housing and women in vulnerable situations and be able to support them. And last but not least, we always try to come to you in order to look for information and support co-designing solutions together. And that's why we're also organizing design sessions. We have not grown only geographically, but we have also grown throughout various verticals and within the value chain. So we started a few years by supporting our relocation management clients and corporate buyers through basically serving them in remote areas or serving them as part of the network. Thanks to the AltoCore technology that was presented earlier today, we are now able to power entire temporary housing verticals, and we are essentially moving to the stage where we are powering large corporate accommodations program exclusively. In addition, we have also, within the business travel vertical, that is incredibly kicking off for us, we were able to migrate from that hotel perspective and introduce the extended stay program to this business travel world. And as I mentioned, we are also dealing with the insurance housing vertical. And this is where we essentially brought down the timing of sourcing from hours just within minutes in order to support individuals in vulnerable situations. And last but not least, because we love the challenge, construction industry that has been quite a tough one. We are now able to deliver homes to construction workers at incredibly affordable price and house 4 or 5 construction workers in one apartment. Talking back and thinking back about the vision. So back in, I believe, 2021, it looks very rather ugly. That was before we could have afforded our design team. This is how we were thinking about the ecosystem. This is a spreadsheet that Vivi and I put together, basically mapping all the key stakeholders, relocation management companies, corporate buyers, agents, suppliers, employees, travelers, and bringing them efficiencies from process to experience. And this is how it looks now. We have finally realized our vision, and this is how we're able to serve clients exclusively at scale and across various verticals. We are extremely happy that finally now is the time where many are thinking about transforming the ways they are booking temporary accommodations. We did a quick survey within the channels and temporary housing providers as well as relocation management companies. And actually, whilst nobody a few years back were adopting a platform, right now we have 20% of relocation management companies already using a platform, and we have 45% either piloting, exploring, RFPing for, or changing actually their existing providers. So we went from nothing to the entire industry embracing the transformation and technology adoption. And why is that? Let's just go back to the why. Because in order to drive value to the corporate buyer, we all need to come together and do quite a bit of work, which is obviously not possible without that automation and that support and data, solid data management. If we want to drive 30% cost down in savings, we need to do rate fencing, we need to negotiate rates, we need to have cap rates, smart supply chain management, data management, price parity auditing, etc. and etc. One is simply not able to do it nowadays at scale globally without any technology support. And this is where, thanks to this realization, we are now able to go beyond global mobility world. We are able to bring together various worlds, and this is where we are strategically consolidating the various global mobility and business travel programs in order to drive the spend down and really bring value. Another trend that we're going to be discussing today throughout the day, obviously AI, but I would say the dark side of AI as well. There's a massive trend today in securing the supply chain. Why do we need to secure the supply chain even more? Why do we need to consolidate? In order to control compliance, most importantly. AI, according to Booking.com, has been also driving an increase in fraudulent bookings. The increase is such that, according to Booking.com, they've received 900% increase year on year in fraudulent booking. So it's key to think about the corporate buyers who may have some leakage, particularly in booking apartments, because where do they go? They would typically go to Booking.com or Airbnb, and all those sites are heavily targeted by, obviously, the potential fraudulent listings or even social engineering and other. And then last trend, which is more fun, is personalization. So what does a senior executive have in common with a young professional where they are delivering or where they are booking their business trip or relocation? The answer is, as you can see, quite nothing. And this is the new normal. We cannot be selecting who do we cater to. Do we cater to Gen X or do we cater to senior executives? We need to cater to all. And the reality is that 76% of corporate travelers believe that their policy needs to reflect that, but only 56% agree that actually that's what the policy does. So the gap is real and the challenge is there, and we are ready to be challenged today by you, by the trends, and we're looking forward to what we're going to learn today. So thank you so much. Enjoy.